So, more Star Wars Battlefront previews came out at Gamescom as we expected, and this time we got to see Fighter Squadron. Think air superiority with more lock-ons than a Red Dead quick draw shootout. You engage in air-to-air combat choosing from TIE fighters, interceptors, A-wings and X-wings. We got to see these craft battling out over Solust, a lava-blackened planet with deep fissures and visceral colour schemes. The ships apparently handled differently, giving their own pros and cons, and learning them will enable you to deal with different situations according to that ship type. You can also adjust your ship's power on the fly, so if you require extra speed boosts or more power to the weapons, you can do this, although so can your opponents. So I'm also yet to see just how much this actually will then have an impact on your survival or kill rates. So it sounds great, but let's see some more of this before we really make a judgment on it. Both faction ships have a complement of locking missiles in addition to the repeating blasters. The thing I specifically noted though was what was most worrying, if you notice here, is what appears to be an auto-aim lock-on. You can see it as it jumps from being near a target to right on the target. This was a PS4 demo, and consoles generally do have some kind of auto-aim functionality with this kind of game. Nonetheless though, it's concerning to see, as I'm sure many people would prefer not to have a skill gap bridged by computer assists. The dogfights we saw are currently 10v10, as was the TDM mode Blast that was recently revealed. For anyone who remembers the space battles from previous Battlefront, I'm not sure that this incarnation will be satisfactory, as they played out previously over a much larger scale, with more players, multiple objectives, not just a sole defensive one. This preview though does tie in with my previous assertion that this game is being designed in an overtly simplistic way to appeal to the widest audience possible. This could be a good and it could be a bad thing, as I've said before. It remains to be seen. There will also be power-ups available around to reset your cooldowns or shields, plus other tokens enabling you to play as ships such as Millennium Falcon or Slave 1, as people were very overexcited about. Finishing on a typically downbeat note, this looks fun and blasty, but please just for 1 second take a step back, take a deep breath, and think about the actual gameplay here. The handling and chasing looks fun and shiny, but I would imagine becomes incredibly repetitive after only a few battles. The saving grace could be tweaking your systems to enable skillful control to outplay your enemy, but as I said, given the focus on simple gameplay style, I wouldn't count your chickens just yet. Tell me what your thoughts are about Fighter Squadron below. Do you feel it's better than the space battles of previous Battlefront games, or is this going to be the greatest Star Wars game we have ever seen? See you next time for some more Battlefront Hype Wars.